Hello and welcome, listeners and newcomers. We will be discussing another chapter of the Anthropocene Review called Googling Strangers. But before I begin, be sure to support the podcast, and without further ado, let's get into the analysis. We all know what Google is. Even if you lived under a rock, you may still have heard of Google, but something we are all beginning to comprehend is the sheer amount of personal information available for anyone to see on the internet. When we share personal information with each other, we both grow distant and come together. We often put others on pedestals based on false perceptions of their supposedly perfect lives, and we feel detached from real-world consequences the more times we are exposed to, let's just say, graphic content. In fact, I can remember a few times when I was daydreaming. I was thinking in my own head, and in real life, I was just standing or pacing across the room, or generally moving weird. And I'm certain that some people think of me as strange or idiotic. But enough of negative perceptions of me and the internet databases. Let's spin to some positive things. But until then, when John Green mentioned how his experience made him When John Green mentioned his experiences making him fond of Googling, he painted a very harrowing picture of an incident during his chaplaincy. A young boy, only 3 years old, got severely burned. His parents were in severe distress, and John Green had to cope with the fact that the kid probably didn't survive. He left the church, both because of a disdain for Greek and because of his memory of the burn victim. I myself am Christian, and I can only hope that God knows what He's doing. I don't know why people die or suffer so much, but I can only assume that God does know. I'm thankful to have experienced little grief, so much so that I do not truly understand John Green's reasons for leaving Christianity and the church. But I can still understand his decision no matter how dissatisfied I am by it. For a little while, I thought about the relevance of John Green's testimony, besides simply personal perspective. But I think his next topic, knowledge, can clear things up. John quotes all the king's men. The end of man is knowledge. But there is one thing you can't know. You can't know whether knowledge will save him or kill him. I have been told by my family that I have had OCD. I would obsess over lining up objects, not use my other hand to touch dirty things such as trash bags or my dog's leash, and to this day, I still slave over my handwriting, resigning me to working with my computer. I found this relevant because I temporarily overcame my supposed OCD by ignoring specific things. For example, if I didn't check a missing line remote or handwriting that would later upset me, I could just convince myself that nothing is wrong and that I can move on. To me, knowledge of my failures is poison. Thankfully, over time, I've made many developments allowing me to move on without lingering on such things with ease and with the knowledge of previously mentioned missteps. Contrasting this, knowledge saved John Green. He found the burn victim living a good life with his mom, dad, and girlfriend. Knowledge can be just as destructive as ignorance, and maybe not everyone is worthy of knowledge.